morning children, welcome to the Shivaji Group of Institution online classes. Kids, I am your Hindi teacher. Today I am going to take Hindi literature class. बच्चों, आज मैं आपको हिंदी लिटरेचर में पार्ट 3 स्वच्छता की रीडिंग करवाऊंगी। तो सभी बच्चे अपनी हिंदी की सुरभि बुक खोलेंगे। पार्ट 3 स्वच्छता, पेज संख्या है 19। तो बच्चों, आपको आज मैं स्वच्छता के बारे में पढ़ाऊंगी। स्वच्छता का मतलब क्या होता है बच्चों? साफ सफाई। क्या होता है? साफ सफाई। तो बच्चों, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हमें अपने शरीर को साफ सुथरा रखना चाहिए। अगर हमारा शरीर साफ सुथरा रहेगा तो हम स्वस्थ रहेंगे, हमें किसी तरह की कोई बीमारी नहीं होगी। चलिए अब हम लोग पार्ट 3 पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं। स्वस्थ रहने के लिए स्वच्छता आवश्यक है। जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको पहले बताया भी है कि अगर हमें स्वस्थ रहना है तो हमें स्वच्छता का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। इससे शरीर में ताजगी रहती है, आलस से दूर भाग जाता है। स्वच्छता के लिए हमें क्या क्या करना चाहिए, आओ पढ़कर जानें। तो चलिए पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं। स्वच्छता की हमारे जीवन में बड़ी आवश्यकता है। आवश्यकता मतलब होता है बच्चों जरूरत, मतलब हमें साफ रहना बहुत ही जरूरी है। स्वच्छता के बिना स्वस्थ नहीं रहा जा सकता। स्वच्छता से तन और मन दोनों में नई स्फूर्ति उत्पन्न होती है। स्फूर्ति का मतलब होता है बच्चों ताजगी। स्वच्छता का अर्थ है सफाई। मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया है कि स्वच्छता का अर्थ है साफ सफाई। सफाई से रहने के लिए हमें कुछ अच्छी आदतें डालनी चाहिए। प्रतिदिन शरीर की सफाई करनी चाहिए। प्रतिदिन मतलब रोज हम लोग को पर डे अपने शरीर की क्या करनी चाहिए, साफ सफाई करनी चाहिए। प्रातः काल उठते ही शौच जाना चाहिए। प्रातः काल मतलब सबसे पहले सुबह उठते ही शौच जाना चाहिए। शौच से निपटकर साबुन से हाथ साफ करने चाहिए। हाथों को साबुन से रगड़कर अच्छी तरह धोना चाहिए। टूथपेस्ट, मंजन या दातून से दांत साफ करने चाहिए। दातून मतलब क्या होता है बच्चों? नीम या बबूल के पेड़ की पतली सी टहनी जिससे हम दांत साफ करें, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? दातून। दांतों की सफाई से दांत मजबूत भी होते हैं, चमकदार होकर आकर्षक बन जाते हैं। आकर्षक मतलब होता है दूसरों का ध्यान अपनी ओर खींचना। इससे मुंह की दुर्गंध भी दूर भाग जाती है। दुर्गंध का मतलब होता है बच्चों बदबू। प्रतिदिन स्नान करना बहुत आवश्यक है। अगले पेज में आते हैं बच्चों। स्नान करने से शरीर स्वच्छ हो जाता है, मतलब नहाने के बाद हमारा शरीर कैसा हो जाता है? साफ हो जाता है। स्नान मतलब क्या होता है? नहाना। शरीर के स्वच्छ होते ही उसमें ताजगी आ जाती है। स्नान करते समय साबुन का प्रयोग अवश्य करें। साबुन लगाते समय शरीर को खूब रगड़ना चाहिए और अच्छी तरह धोना चाहिए। स्नान के बाद शरीर को स्वच्छ और मुलायम तौलिए से पोंछना चाहिए। इसके बाद साफ और धुले कपड़े पहनने चाहिए। बालों को सुखाकर उसमें तेल लगाना चाहिए। कंघी से उन्हें संवारना चाहिए। संवारना मतलब अच्छी तरह से उसको बालों को हमें काटना चाहिए। महीने 1.5 महीने बाद नाई की दुकान पर जाकर बाल अवश्य कटवाने चाहिए। अवश्य मतलब बच्चों जरूर हमें महीने 1.5 महीने में नाई की दुकान पर जाकर बाल कटवाने चाहिए। बड़े और बेतरतीब बालों की अपेक्षा छोटे बाल स्वच्छ और सुंदर लगते हैं। बेतरतीब मतलब होता है बच्चों बिखरे हुए, सही स्थान पर न होना। लंबे बाल जब हो जाते हैं तो वो बेतरतीब लगने लगते हैं, अच्छे नहीं लगते हैं। सुंदर बालों से चेहरा भी आकर्षक बनता है। बालों में शुद्ध तेल ही लगाना चाहिए। बनावटी खुशबूदार तेल से बालों को हानि पहुंचती है। शुद्ध सरसों या तिल का तेल बालों के पोषण के लिए बहुत लाभप्रद होता है। पोषण मतलब होता है बढ़ाने की क्रिया। अगर हम शुद्ध तेलों का प्रयोग करेंगे अपने बालों में तो हमारे बाल जल्दी लंबे होंगे और चमकदार होंगे। शुद्ध आंवले का तेल भी अच्छा होता है। बाल कटवाते समय नाई से हाथ पैरों के नाखून कटवाना ना भूलें। घर पर ही प्रति सप्ताह नेल कटर से नाखून काटते रहना चाहिए। सप्ताह मतलब बच्चों 7 दिन के समूह को क्या बोलते हैं? सप्ताह। बढ़े हुए नाखूनों के अंदर की ओर मैल भर जाती है। भोजन करते समय यह मैल पेट में चली जाती है, जिससे अनेक प्रकार के रोग उत्पन्न हो जाते हैं। अगर हमारे नाखून बड़े होंगे तो उनमें मैल भर जाएगा, और वो मैल जब हम खाना खाएंगे या कुछ भी खाएंगे तो वो उसके द्वारा हमारे पेट में चले जाएंगे, और पेट में चले जाएंगे तो हमारे अंदर कई तरीके की बीमारियां उत्पन्न करेंगे। तो इसलिए हमें सप्ताह में एक बार अपने नाखूनों को काटना चाहिए। हमारा शरीर स्वच्छ हो तो हम स्वस्थ रहते हैं, शरीर में ताजगी रहती है, आलस से दूर भाग जाता है। आलस हमारा सबसे बड़ा शत्रु है। मतलब अगर हम स्वस्थ रहेंगे, स्वच्छ रहेंगे तो हमें अंदर से एक एनर्जी आती है, और अगर नहीं रहते हैं तो हमारे अंदर आलस भरा रहता है, कोई भी काम करने का मन नहीं होता है। साफ सुथरे और चुस्त शरीर वाले बालक को सभी प्यार करते हैं। मतलब अगर बच्चे साफ सुथरे हैं, अच्छे से रहते हैं तो उनको सभी प्यार करते हैं, और गंदे बच्चों को कोई भी प्यार नहीं करता, उनसे सब घृणा करते हैं। मतलब उनको कोई प्यार नहीं करता है। यदि शरीर स्वच्छ है तो मन भी स्वस्थ रहता है। तन और मन की स्वच्छता से काम करने के लिए नया उत्साह पैदा होता है। स्वस्थ रहने के लिए स्वच्छता आवश्यक है। जैसा कि मैंने आपको स्टार्टिंग में भी बताया था चैप्टर के, कि अगर हमें स्वस्थ रहना है तो सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी बात है हमारा स्वच्छ रहना। तो बच्चों, आपको चैप्टर बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा, और आपको इसको घर पर पढ़ने की प्रैक्टिस करनी है। थैंक यू। हैव अ नाइस डे।
A very good morning to the students and everyone those who are watching this video. I am your teacher from Shiva Group Institution. Here, welcome you all in the online classes. This is your second period, and what I am going to start the third chapter of your English literature, that is The Soldier Girl. The Soldier Girl. So we already know that we have completed the 2 chapters of your English literature, and now it's time to start the fresh chapter, that is chapter number 3, The Soldier Girl. So here, first of all, let's know the character of the story. Padma, she is the main character of the story. Zorawar, Padma's brother, third one Maharaja Sindhia, King of Korea. So, first character Padma, soldier farmer's daughter, Zorawar, Padma's brother, Maharaja Sindhia, King of Korea, and some soldiers also. But these three are the main character of this story, The Soldier Girl. battlefield. Fifth one, gun. Obviously, we can use gun in the battlefields. Then, bow and arrow. Yes, of course, we use this in our battlefields. Last one, sorry, next one. There is an instrument or a thing that we use to save ourselves in a battlefield, like this. Metallic plate, hard metal. So we can use this in a battlefield. Okay. So take the correct below this. Last one, swear. Yes, we can use this in the battlefield. So students, after completing this, let's read out the story first. Okay. So let's start the story. Padma was the daughter of soldier farmer of Bhopal. Padma lived in Bhopal and she is the daughter of soldier farmer. Her parents died when she was just a child. When she was just a child, her parents died in some misery or in some crisis, leaving her and her brother all alone. Then only her and her brother left after his parents died. There was nobody to look after them. There is nobody to take care of them. They have to take care of themselves with the help of each other. Zorawar, her brother, worked so hard so that Padma could go to school. His brother Zorawar worked so hard that he can able to send her sister to go to the school to take education. Okay. At the school, Padma worked very hard. At the school, Padma really worked very hard to take education properly and not do any of the mysterious things. That she is a very brilliant girl. That she carried all the knowledge from the school very properly and very hardly. She also learned how to use the spear and the sword, and there in the school she also learned how to play square and sword. But soon Zorawar was in trouble. But at one time Zorawar is in trouble. He had borrowed money for Padma's education and could not repay. Then he borrowed money for Padma's education, means he needed some money for Padma's education after being young. So he borrowed some money from some of the relative or some of his friend, but he cannot able to repay. So he put in prison. When he is not able to repay his debts, then that friend or that friend from them, he take or borrow the money, they will send him to the prison. Next, turn to page number 18. Padma wanted to pay back the money and get her brother released. Then Padma was really unhappy because of his brother is in the prison. Then Padma wanted to pay back the money. Then Padma really wants to pay back the borrowed money to them and to release his brother from the prison. So he dressed as a man. So he thought that if everyone knows that she is a girl, that she didn't get the job. That's why she thought that if she dressed up like a man and asked for a job in the battlefield, then surely he get the job. So he decided to dress up like a man and went to Gwalior. Then she went to Gwalior, Maharaja Sindhiya's court. Okay. She called herself Padam. Then he changed her name Padam from Padma, just because he dressed up like a man, so he can't take that Padma's name with her. So he changed. So she changed her name from Padma to Padam. Padma when she was girl. Pada. Then she dressed up like a man. Why she dressed up like a man? Just because to earn money and to get a job in the battlefield. So she thought that she will dress up like a man to release his brother from the prison. Okay. She called herself Pada. Pada Singh had applied for a job in the army of Maharaja Sindhia of Gwalior. After dressing up like a man named Pada, then he applied for the job. Then he applied for a job in the army of Maharaja Sindhia of Gwalior. Then he went to Gwalior and applied for the job in the Gwalior fort of Maharaja Sindhia. So students, that's all for today, and then write down the homework. Read the explain chapter 3rd. So students, thank you so much for listening and watching me. Have a good day.
Hello, good morning students. I welcome you all in our online classes and I am your maths teacher from Shivaji Group of Institutions. Students, as you know that we have completely done our first chapter. So I hope so that you have no doubt in your chapter first, right? So students, first of all, before starting the chapter second, I will take a short review of your chapter first, that you have understand and all. Okay, so we can take any topic from your chapter first that you have understand your chapter first or not. So what we have learned the chapter first, we have learned ascending order, descending order, predecessor, successor and value of thing. Okay, so I hope so that you have understand all the things very well. So let me take an example of ascending order here before starting the chapter second. Okay, so arrange in ascending order. Okay, suppose that you have numbers 2, 7, 9, 5, 1, 2, 4, 0, 7, 9, 5, 2, 1, 6, 0, 3. You have these numbers and you must to arrange these numbers in ascending order. Okay, so when you are going to write the ascending order, first of all you have to write the solution or solve. Then you will write ascending order in a corner. Okay, so now for writing in ascending order, so what is ascending order? Ascending order is to write the numbers from smallest to greatest. Okay, so for writing the smallest to greatest, first of all we have to recognize the number which is the smallest number in these numbers. Okay, so how can we recognize the number starting with 2, here the number starting with 1, here the number starting with 7, and here the number is also starting with 1. Okay, so we got the two numbers which are starting with 1. So this number and this number is starting with 1. But after 1 there is 2 and after 1 there is 6. 2 is less than 6. So 1240 must be less than 1603. So first of all, for arranging in ascending order, we will write 1240. Then we will Then we will write the number 7952. Okay. So students, this is the ascending order of these numbers. Okay. So I hope that we have no problem in ascending and descending order. So what is that descending order? Descending order is to arrange the numbers from largest to smallest. If we have the question to arrange in descending order, so first of all we will recognize the number which is the greatest, then we will go to the number which is the smallest. Okay students? So I am going to raise it. I hope that you have no problem with it. So students, now I am going to start our second chapter which is addition. What is our second chapter? Our second chapter is addition. Okay. So chapter second, addition. We know about addition very well, right? The meaning of addition is sum. To find a sum between two or more than two numbers. Okay. So first of all, for starting our exercise, first of second chapter, that is 2a. Okay. So in 2a, we have the first question in that exercise. 2a, that is to add. We will add. Okay. We will add the numbers which we have in our exercise, like first of all write tens and ones. We have the first question 3 2 4 7, and we will put here the sign of addition because we are going to add. Okay. How can we add? This is 2, this is 7. Okay. So 2 and 7, that is 9. 3 and 4, that is 7. Okay. Let me see one more example here. So 2 and 3, that is 5. 3 and 4, that is 7. Okay. For solving more questions, I must erase it because there is no space in a board. Okay. So next question which we have in that same exercise, HTO means here we will have 3 digits in each question. Okay. Suppose that this is the question where we have to add. Okay. So this is 0, this is 9. If we will add any number with 0, we will got the number back. Okay. If we will add any number with the 0, we will got the number back. So here 0 and 9 we will got 9. Okay. Here 6 and 2 we will got 8. 1 and 2, that is 3. Okay student. More example. 8 6 7 7 6 and 9. How can we add? First of all, add 6 with 7. 6 and 7, that is 13. Okay. And 13 and 9, that will be 22. 2 will be here and 1 will be going carry. If you have no space to write carry, make a circle in above that number and write the carry. Okay. So 2 and 8, that is 10. 10 and 7, that is 17. 17 and 6, that will be 23. So students, like this you can add any numbers. So student, this is your exercise first. I hope so that you have no doubt in these exercises and you can add the numbers very easily, right? So now after completing exercise 2A, I am going to give you the homework related to these questions. The questions which I have done in the board, we have to do those questions with the heading of classwork, and question which I am going to write here, you have to do those questions with the heading of homework in your notebook. Okay. So students, these are those questions which you must to do in your notebook with the heading of homework. So students, thank you to all for attending today's class.
Good morning students, this is a history teacher from Shivaji Group of Institutions. Here welcome you all in the online classes. So students, this is your 5th period of history and students, before start today's class, let's recall what we have learned in our last class. So in our last class, we had read lesson 2 of class 3rd history. Lesson name was Earth, Our Home, and in that chapter we had read about the Earth as a unique planet, and we have learned that the Earth is a planet Earth is the only planet which has life on it, and it is unique because it has air, water and life. And after that we had read about the suitable temperature, that the temperature of the earth is suitable for all living beings. And after that we had read about the layer of air, that is known as atmosphere, and then we had read about the water percentage, that most of the earth's surface is covered with water and there is 70% water found on the earth's surface. And after that we had read about the two movements of the earth, that there are two movements of the earth, that is rotation, those are rotation and revolution. And after that we had read about the three realms of the earth, those are lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So today we will start a new chapter, that is our neighbor. So students, take out your book, open page number 14. Today we will read this chapter. So the first heading is the universe. The universe. So first we will read about this. What is universe? So universe is a vast expanse of space, and it contains all the heavenly bodies of our solar system. And what are heavenly bodies? Heavenly bodies like the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets and satellites, all are known as heavenly bodies, and all these heavenly bodies of space consist in the universe. And the universe is also contains dust, gases, pieces of rocks. So that is universe. Now our second heading is the stars, the heavenly bodies, the stars. So what are stars? You all have seen stars in the night sky. In the night that on the sky there are many stars are twinkling. So these are heavenly bodies. A star is a huge ball of hot burning gases. It gives us heat and light. There are millions of stars in the universe. They are very far away from us. That is why they look so small. So what is a star? Star is a huge ball of gases, a huge ball of burning gases, and it gives heat and light. And you can see that in comparison of sun and moon, stars looking so small. Why? Because the sun constellations. What are constellations? So, the night sky is filled with group of stars and they appear to make patterns in the night sky. These groups of stars are called constellations. Some well-known constellations are Leo, Ursa Major, also called as Great Bear or Orion. So, in the night sky, you can see there are millions of stars, moon. So, all these, if you can see, so all these heavenly bodies makes a pattern in the night sky, and that pattern is called constellations. And the groups of stars are called, in short you can say, what are constellations? The group of stars is called constellations. So, in short, you can say what are constellations? The group of stars is called constellations. What is the group of stars are called? Because it is in plural. So, the group of stars are called constellation, and some of the well-known constellations are Leo, Ursa Major, and it is also called as Great Bear or Orion. In the box you can see, did you know the bright star that shines in the night sky is the pole star or North Star? It is very useful star for travelers as it helps them to find the north direction. So in the night sky you can see there is a star on the night sky on the north direction, and that star is very shiny, very bright. So people, the travelers who travel, the persons who travel in the night, they take help of these stars. Means the pole star is always in on north direction. So if you how you can find the direction that time? So what you have to do, you just have to put your hands like this on the stars, and if you can see the star is in north direction, so toward your east, on your back there is south direction, towards your east is toward your right is east direction, and toward your left is west direction. So in that way travelers find their way in the night sky by the help of star. That star is called pole star or north star. Now we will read about the next heavenly body, that is the sun. The sun is a star at the center of the solar system. It is a huge ball of hot gases. It is much bigger than the earth. All the planets move around the sun. So, what is sun? Sun is a star. Sun is also a star at the center of the earth. In the solar system, sun is also a star in our solar system, and which is located in the center of the solar system, and all the planets and satellites moves around the sun. And the star is much bigger in size. It is very big in size, and it produces heat and light, and sun is the main source of energy also. So as you know that all the planets don't have their light and heat. They shine because they reflect the light of the sun. That's why in the previous chapter we had read that in the rotation of the earth, our planet earth moves around its axis, and that movement is called rotation. And when it rotates, the part which facing the sun gets longer sunlight. That's why that part is day, and the part away from the sun is night. So that's why all the planets shines from this light of sun. Now we will read about this importance of sun. The importance of sun. So importance of sun? It gives us heat and lights because, as I already explained, that sun gives us light and heat. Our planet Earth shines with the light of sun. It is an important source of energy. The sun is an important source of energy. Planets prepare food in the presence of sunlight, and all the planets, you can see that sunlight is very important for human life also, because if there is no sunlight, so all the cultivation needs proper sunlight. They need proper water, proper sunlight, proper weather. So in the presence of sunlight, all the planets, the living beings, prepares their food. That's why sunlight is very important for all of us. Now the next heading is the planets. These are the next heavenly bodies is the planets. What is planet? Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun. They move around the sun on a set path known as orbit. To define this method, I am going to draw the diagram. This is sun, okay? Now, what is this? How many planets are there? There are total 8 planets. So, how many lines we have drawn? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. This is 6, this is 7, and this is 8. So, to define that how all the planets revolve around the sun. So, as we read that planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun, and they move around the sun on a fixed path, and that path is called orbit. So, suppose that these are the planets. These are some planets. These are total 8 planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all the planets moves around the sun on a fixed path, and this is the path on which they revolve, and this path is called orbit. All the planets moves around the sun on a fixed and elliptical orbit, and this is the orbit of the planets. So in that way all the planets move around the sun. They do not produce heat or light of their own, but they reflect the light of the sun. So these are the planets. These all are planets. So these planets do not have their own light or heat. So when they revolve around the sun, they reflect the light, the sunlight of the sun, and they shine from the light which they get from the sun, because they do not have their own heat and light. Planets do not twinkle but shine with a steady light. So like stars, they are not twinkle, they shine with a steady light. There are 8 planets in our solar system. So how many planets are there? There are total 8 planets in our solar system. The first planet is Mercury. Second planet is Venus. The third planet is Earth. The sixth planet is Saturn. The next planet is Uranus. And last one is Neptune. So students, I hope that you have understood this topic with the help of the speaker, that how many planets are there? There are total 8 planets. The first planet is Mercury, second planet is Venus, the third planet is Earth, the fourth planet is Mars, the fifth planet is Jupiter, the sixth planet is Saturn, the seventh planet is Uranus, and the eighth planet is Neptune. So today, students, today we will reach it here. In our next class, we will read about these planets. So students, you today's write down your homework. Your today's homework is learn missing letters of lesson 1. Discovery. What is the name of your first chapter? The name of your first chapter is Discovering our planet. This is your today's homework. You have to learn missing letters of lesson 1, Discovering our planet. So students, that's all for today. Thank you for attending this class. Now we will meet in our next class.
A very good morning to the students and everyone those who are watching this video. I am the teacher from Shivaji Group of Institutions. I welcome you all in the online classes. This is your third period and I am your science teacher going to start the third chapter of your science. As we know that we have already studied the 2 chapter of your science. So let's come to the third chapter, which is birds. Okay, so in this chapter we will read about the study about the bird structure, bird body structure, the structure of beaks, the structure of feet, the structure of claws, and about the living characteristics of birds. So open your book at page number 36. Third chapter, birds. In this chapter, we will read about body parts of a bird, how do birds fly, food habits of bird, nests of bird, bird bath, and care of birds. Okay? So, at page number 36, before starting the chapter, here is let's move on. Look at the pictures of some birds, identify and complete their names. So, let's complete this. First one, the first picture is parrot. Take out your pencils and complete this. First one, parrot. Page number 36. Second one, peacock. Third one, ostrich. Fourth one, duck. Okay, so come to page number 37. Here are 2 questions also. Do you like birds? Yes or no? And if yes, then why? If no, then why? And the second question, name 2 birds that you have seen. Which is your favorite bird? So these 2 questions chapter. Birds are the most beautiful animal found in the nature. Birds are really attractive, beautiful, found in this nature. We see different types of birds in our surrounding. In our surrounding, there are many types of birds with different structure, with different color, with different form. So they attract us, and there are different types of birds in our surrounding. They are different color, they are of different colors, different sizes. The commonly found birds are birds commonly found are crow, pigeon, peacock, parrots, and hens. These are the commonly found birds in our surrounding. So, look at the pictures that are given below of sparrow and crow. And most of the birds can fly, and few birds that cannot fly. So the birds can fly. The main property of the birds are that they can fly. Flying is the main property of the birds, but some birds can fly, and but few or some of the birds that cannot fly. So birds that can fly: crow, pigeon, sparrow, etc. Birds that cannot fly are penguin, emu, etc. Okay? Some birds have the property to fly, but some birds didn't have property to fly. Body. Let's come to the next heading. Body parts of a bird. So, first of all, we will make the bird. First of all, I'll make the structure of bird. Okay, let's label out the body parts of bird. Eye, beak, feathers, claws. Okay? So, the next heading is body parts of a bird. Like us, birds also have different body parts. Like us, means like human beings, birds also have different body parts. They have two eyes on either side of the body, and just like first is of this side and second is of that opposite to that side. They have two eyes, two wings. Wings help to fly. A bee helps to take food or chew food. Two legs to move, and the tail. The body of bird is covered with feathers, and the use of feather we will read further. Let us study one by one. So, the first heading is feathers. Let's read about the feathers in the next video. So students, for today, that's all for this chapter for today. Here, I have prepared a diagram of bird with the body parts of the bird, and we will read about the characteristics of one by one body part by tomorrow or in the next video. First heading is feathers, means the description of feathers and the use of feather, function of feather, then all about the given body parts. So students, I have a homework for you all. Read the explained chapter 3 and 2. Given question in book at page number 37.